So I have something pretty special, well, pretty interesting to me at least, to see today. Not my truck. It's a 2002 Isuzu Rodeo with 19,000 miles on it, and it's a 5-speed manual. So let's take a look at it, and let's go back into this time capsule of a vehicle. So I actually just cleaned this up, did I'd say a one-step paint correction and a wax for a close family friend of mine. And I was just like, wow. I mean, I've always heard about this, and I've seen it as a kid because they've had it since new, and I just wanted to shoot it today. So, like I said, it's a 2002 Rodeo with 19,000 miles on it. I'll show you the odometer. But let's just take a look on the outside of it. There are still a few imperfections on the paint. Like, there's a bunch of sap that I couldn't get out. They weren't too concerned about that because that's kind of embedded in the paint. The paint was pretty oxidized before. I did take some clips of me cleaning it up. I really can't wait to see how the whole thing ends up looking. But, I mean, this is before. So this is before. This is after. Huge difference. The quality of the paint was in good condition, but it was so oxidized. And at first I was just going to use a hand wax, a spray wax. See, I didn't do this fender. So this is pretty much what it looks like before. It's a good looking truck. If only it was a 4-wheel drive, I'd be like, oh, I want to buy it. But it's a good looking truck. And then here, the whatever side this is, passenger side, you can see it. My God, I can see it. The difference between the front door and the rear door. I can't wait to do the whole thing. It's probably going to take all day, but it's going to be well worth it. But I mean, look, it has the factory steel wheels on it. It's the base model. I think there was this, and then there was an LS trim level, or whatever the higher trim level than this was. But man, it looks really good. This like green metallic paint on it. There were some places that just did not want, like on this door, just did not want to completely polish out. But man, it looks so good on camera. Oh my goodness. But this has brand new tires on it. It's not for sale or anything, but I just wanted to shoot it. Oh man, since I spent the day with this, I've felt like getting one almost, but a Passport, the Honda Passport. Speaking of this, I just felt in my pocket. This is the key, good old 90s Isuzu, but I would get a Honda Passport, but I want one with the spare tire on the back. But since I'm already back here, there is something that makes these kind of unique. Is open this up here. So first up, push this, then the glass opens up, and then the tailgate swings out like this. Needs some WD-40. But see over here, it's practically a new vehicle. Once I get more into it, I'll show you more. But this is their hauling vehicle. I'd kind of call it a hoopty for them, but they take great care of it. I mean, as you can see, underneath, let's try to get underneath here. No rust at all, just a little bit of surface rust on it, but it's a beautiful looking vehicle. Like the tires, the tires are new. Tire shine makes anything look good, but the seats are folded. But I was really thinking about one of these as an overlander because I still want to keep the truck. But I was thinking about getting one of these, a Passport, as an overlander because I'm still planning to keep the truck, but I want something that I can camp in and sleep in. This isn't like a final decision, but this kind of got my attention because it's a 5-speed manual, has the V6, but there is a catch. It's 2-wheel drive. That's why I'm not head over heels for it. If it was a 4-wheel drive with the 5-speed, oh man, I'd offer them money for it now. But enough talking. let's get into it. Look at it. Look at the interior. It looks like a brand new car. Just look at it. You know, the cloth. There's no tears, no rips in the seat, the carpet, the interior. Okay. So, let's, this is a very, from my truck, this is a very wobbly and rubbery shifter. Just like, I don't know. But enough of that. Let's start it up. So yeah, 19,000 miles on it. Let me cycle the trips. 19,039 miles on it. On the original engine, I mean, like, well, of course, 19,000 original miles on it. See here, normally, if this was a four-wheel drive one, the four-wheel drive button would be here or here to activate it. And then there would be another, well, the transfer case lever would be here to switch from high to low. That's what it should be. But since this is a two-wheel drive, this is all you get. I don't know why you'd get a two-wheel drive. I'd get a four-wheel drive. But, I mean, this wasn't his primary vehicle, and it's still not. So, that's why. I guess. I don't know. I mean, the interior of this thing is immaculate. I mean, they keep this car clean just like all the time. I mean, look, there's even a coupon in here for the car wash, and there's so many receipts for the car wash in here. There's a check engine light. I'm actually going to look at my code reader to see what that is. But I just wanted to show you guys how clean the interior of this thing is. I mean, look, you know, of course, manual climate control, just like my truck. AC blows ice cold immediately. You know, radio, no CD player, just a cassette player. This is the base. It probably had an optional CD player. You know, these 90s things had ashtrays in them, all that kind of stuff. Power outlet, 5-speed manual, handbrake. I mean, you know, pretty bare bones and minimalistic. Let's pop the hood. It pops softly. Oh, let's see here. No hood struts, but I believe this had a 3-point. It's dirty as heck. I didn't clean this part just because they wanted the outside done, but I should have cleaned it just for my OCD. But this has a 3.2 liter V6. I'm pretty sure it's dual overhead cam. I can tell because of that. I think it made 200 horsepower or 225 horsepower and 220 some pound-feet of torque, something around that, comparable to a third-gen 4Runner. And that's why I thought about these. This is kind of, I mean, these did have some frame rot issues, which is why if I would get one of these, it would have to be a clean one. But I was thinking, this is kind of like a, let me turn the lights on just so it looks prettier and people are like, ooh, shiny. But, you know, light switch over there. But, you know, these, they're kind of like a undercover third-gen 4Runner. Except these, I don't think they got a rear locker, but just like the look of them, it competed with a third-gen 4Runner. And, like, there's nothing like a third-gen 4Runner, just drivability-wise, reliability-wise. But still, I think it's something for me to look at. Maybe. I don't know. But, God, look at the paint. I got distracted, it looks like glass. This side I'm very chuffed with how it looks. Just for that wax that I showed, but man, it looks good. I don't know, there's not much I have to say about it because this isn't a review or anything. I just wanted to show you guys how clean this thing is. I mean, let's look at the interior one more time. Look at that. Looks very nice. Something that I just looked at, which would hurt this thing off-road, I would assume, is that I think that's the gas tank. You know, that thing right there. That thing sits pretty low. I mean, it is up on kind of the peak of my driveway, but still, you know, without looking at the ground, that thing looks pretty low. But the frame, look at it. Clean. super clean. Because I doubt it's been in the snow before. I also just wanted to have both the 90s, well, this one is, that one isn't, 4x4s next to each other, just to look, I don't know, just because I'm a nerd like that. Camera work is terrible, but yes. But really, I just wanted to take a quick look at this, well, show you guys a quick look at this time capsule of a car. It still has new car smell, which I'd be like, oh. But what do you guys think about these second gen Rodeos? I think it's a second gen. Let's look at it. There you go. It's a nice friendly face, but nothing beats an old Toyota. But I will see you guys in the next video. Hope to talk to you soon. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys have a good Friday if I post this today. Or hope you guys have a good any day. I'm rambling. But okay. Bye, peeps.